What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shouty, and stepping in the building, I got my Louisiana fam in this thing. Hurricane Chris, what's good with it, boss?
I'm just laid back chilling, man. You know, just trying to peep this Atlanta vibe. I'm out here. I ain't been out here in years since I got rid of my house in Douglasville.
What?
It feel good to be in the A.
How long ago did you leave the A?
Man, how long ago that was? Probably like 6 years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Talk to me about going home with it, man. What was that like when you said, you know what, let me go ahead and go back to these roots and kick some flavor around this thing? I'm sick of this Atlanta life.
I've been everywhere, you know, so
Yeah.
I just wanted to go get back grounded with my family, and I had a little boy.
Yeah.
So it was real hard on me and his mama, you know, my significant other, you know, I stress. So
Exactly.
I just wanted to kind of like go back and get rooted with family where we can have more help and have that emotional support as well.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Chris, you know me, man. I got to take it all the way back to day one with this music, man. Talk to me about that moment when that music bug hit you and you knew that this was something that you wanted to make a career of in this thing.
I knew I wanted to do music the first time I rapped in front of all my homeboys, and they got to running through the streets and falling in the grass like, man. And I seen a look in their eyes. They was looking at me like these the same dudes that come outside and crack jokes on me nonstop, and I can't make them stop.
Yeah.
Now they got a different look in their eyes. I saw one of my homeboys who used to always find something bad to say. He talk about everybody. One day I was playing a sample I did, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the studio and did a little demo.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at him, he was looking at me like, Chris, you cold.
Mm-hmm.
At that moment, I was like, oh, this something I want to do forever.
What was it like for you trying to break into this industry, though, man? How did you get that first song going? And, I mean, when you hit with that A Baby, what was that process leading up to that before that thing blew?
It's interesting that you say break into the industry, because I never really broke into the industry. I had been doing my thing for like probably a good 5 years, getting money on a underground level.
Yeah.
Doing 3-4 shows every week.
Yeah.
That was at probably 15, you know. So it didn't just hit me at one time. You feel me? I've been doing this rapping since I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
It's pretty much all I ever know.
Mm-hmm.
So from the time of me not being successful to the time of me being successful, it's crazy, but it kind of all blended.
Yeah.
Because I really been doing this since before my mind even started developing. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that. I feel you on that.
I'm trained to do this. So.
When that A Baby hit, man, what was that like? Because you had already been doing your thing, being underground with it, but now you got a single that's about to take you around the world, man.
When it hit, it was, again, I never got a big feeling of excitement because I had been grinding for so long. And the record had been out for a year before it even got a buzz.
My God.
So when it got a buzz, I was like, probably in Atlanta and just different cities, hearing people play it in their car. Mm-hmm. And that's what kind of let me know, okay, this record is reaching way out here. But I still ain't know what that meant, you know. To be honest with you, I still didn't really know what that meant. But I guess when the labels got involved and the video dropped on 106 and Park, that's what kind of, you know, gave me a sense of feeling of accomplishment.
So now you looking up, you done dropped this hit, and it's taking a whole year for that thing to go crazy. Did you almost give up on it, or was it one of them situations that you didn't care?
I never was pushing a song. I was just making new songs every day, dropping mixtapes, and doing shows every week. I didn't care about the song. I didn't care about if it blew up or not. I never sent it to nobody and tried to blow it up.
Yeah. So now you on 106 and Park with it though, man.
Yeah, 106 and Park. Then again, I mean, here we go. I'm looping it right back to not having a big feeling of excitement because I actually, when they debuted my record, Terrence from 106 and Park, he said, you know, I don't like this song.
What?
He said something like that. It's the first time the world ever heard the record. So here we go again.
Oh shit!
I still ain't got a big bang for my buck.
No.
So it may look good to the public, but it's like, I'm still not just feeling like yes.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, why did he say that? Let's see why he said that. You know, like, did I do something wrong for him to just go on there and make my record look bad? I never heard him make a personal opinion about a record before he debuted it. You know,
Yeah.
It's business.
Exactly.
So we got over it though.
Facts. When that record started to take off, though, now you doing shows. You moving around the country with this thing, man. I mean, now you was already doing them 3 shows a week in the streets, but now you in these arenas with it.
Yeah.
What was that like?
The arenas was a different type of performance because you had to work the stage more. Mm-hmm. You had to run from one end to the other end. Mm-hmm. You know, you got 10,000 people in here. You got to make sure everybody see a little piece of you every second. So
that's
you're
right.
Constantly moving. So it was just conditioning my body to be able to do these longer performances. They require longer sets because there was more money being paid.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. You know, that was pretty much the biggest thing for me.
Going major with it, though, man, what was the biggest difference between being independent and then hooking up with the majors moving around?
The difference between being independent and hooking up with the majors, when I first came out, my record deal came about, it was brought to me, and it wasn't a situation that I wanted to sign. So when I got to the majors, I wasn't just smiling in everybody's face because I was in a place that I really didn't want to be in. So you got a lot of people who I interviewed with that was big people.
Yeah.
And now they may say, Hurricane Chris got an attitude. I interviewed him one time, he didn't even want to talk to me. Well, what you don't know is I was a 16-year-old kid, and I had adults around me guiding my decision-making, and they told me, just trust me to make you a good deal, and let's just do this. And I let them do it. And it still wasn't a situation I was 100% comfortable with. So, you know, when you make decisions that you're not 100% comfortable with, you always you can never be happy with the girl that you with if you don't really want to be with
didn't
her.
Choose her.
You didn't choose. Yeah, she was kind of choosing for you. You looking at every other girl that passed by. You know, so it was that took a lot of the I made it away from the situation. So this is what made me want to refocus myself on finding myself and building myself financially and business-wise to be able to put my future in my own hands no matter what.
At that young ass age, man, what was it that you started to get into to help you focus on them finances and the business?
I opened chicken and waffles just to try to learn how to open the doors to something and organize a restaurant. And then I got into real estate, rent houses, and then I got into halfway houses with the state. Event centers, and I mean, it continues to dispensaries, and now I got a trucking company.
Oh God!
Just
making it do what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, my mama and my daddy was real deal grinders, and my mama was a hustler business wise. She always wanted to figure out how to do some business. So, I think I felt like I always had something to run to when the music industry didn't do business the way I wanted it to do business. I was able to become my own businessman and create my own businesses that I can choose to do good business inside of, become financially stable, and then begin to look at doing music as a boss.
So you set yourself up for the win, but that didn't stop you from making them hits, though, Chris. You kept on jamming, man.
Yeah.
And you came back with a Halle Berry.
Yeah.
And that thing went crazy.
But Halle Berry, I wasn't even dealing with the record label at that time. At this point, the record label had pulled the plug on my entire situation and was not putting out nothing. They wasn't putting no bag behind me no more. They was really ready to try to shelf me.
Yeah.
So I had to go out on my own and find a single in Dallas, Texas with some cats and some producers, and I ended up getting a record and laying verses on it and making it my single, and Halle Berry became a national hit. So at that point, the label hit me up like, yo, let's shoot the video to that. I'm still on the contract, so I got to play ball.
Damn.
You know, so it was just a crazy situation of basically a label who wanted to use me for one single, but I kept getting another single and another single and another single, when really your goal was to try to juice as much as you can juice and then move on to the next situation. I just was so big, it didn't happen as fast as maybe they wanted it to happen. You know, That's how I feel.
What was that like for you though, man? Because you're trying to have this success, but it seems like it's a damn dark cloud over this thing the whole damn time. Chris, what the fuck?
I mean, that's the record industry. I was around people that they had their own motives. You understand what I'm saying? Like the people that I wouldn't say the higher ups, but the immediate people that I was dealing with in the record industry had their own motives, and it wasn't to, make sure that everybody was straight. It was to make sure they self was straight. So, when you going through that and trying to put out music at the same time, it kind of make you just want to stray away from the situation.
Yeah. When Halle Berry goes crazy though, man, did you ever get a chance to holler at Halle Berry?
Nah, but I seen her dancing to it on Ellen, on the Ellen show. I seen her dancing.
What was going through your mind when you made that song, named it after Halle Berry, and saw her cutting up to that thing?
Man, I was in Atlanta at Hot Beats, and the owner of Hot Beats was standing in the front, and they called me to the front to see it on the TV.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's crazy. Where y'all find that at? And I looked on my phone, it was real. Halle Berry.
Did you ever feel like any of your dreams were ever coming true during these times, though, man? Or was it always such a damn grind behind it all in the politics of the industry?
So much politics.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to feel like your dreams coming true, and there's so many politics involved.
Yeah.
You're constantly fighting. The president of the world don't feel like the president of the world. He got a headache, and he constantly fighting.
Yeah.
These people telling him to do this, and these people mad at him because he did it, because they want him to do this, and now they're going to be mad. So it's just like, I'm 16. At the end of the day, I was a kid. Of course, at 32 years old, or even at 25 years old, I'm way more conditioned and know how to not let a business situation affect me.
Yeah.
Until I don't know how to play chess. Now I'm a real chess player, so I know how to pay attention to what's going on and move accordingly.
Players Rock, man. One of my favorite songs, Chris. Hooking up with that boy Collie Park and putting it down for the real players out here.
Now that's my dog.
Talk to me about that.
Collie Park always kept it real, you know.
That's the fam.
Collie Park kept it all the way 1,000.
Yeah.
Like I just talked to him 2 days ago.
That's hard.
He always kept it real with me. That's a homeboy, a friend, and he had a lot to do with my career. You understand what I'm saying? Everything may have not happened the way he wanted to happen. He didn't get the credit he was supposed to get. He didn't get looked at the way he was supposed to get looked at for my success when he was the one who actually brought me to the table, to the major labels. So I try to always pay attention to that and make sure that I give people they just do. You know, I never see nobody done in a bad way when it come to business. But when me and him did Players Rock,
come on, man.
Hey, we was in the studio doing what we're doing right now. You know, a little bit of this.
That's right.
And he put on his old school beat, and I was like, I ain't rapping on that, Smurf.
Yeah.
Put on something else. He was like, just do it. And I went in the other room. So he said, you know what, I'm finna get ready to go. But when I come back, have something on this. I'm gonna leave an engineer here. Do whatever you're doing in the other room. But before you leave, just do whatever you do on this. I said, all right, bet. Dropped it. And I ain't never looked for the song until they called me one day and said, hey, we got a video shoot. They got a bag finna go behind the record. Now they doing clearance with the Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know, that's like some of the biggest singers.
Exactly.
You know, Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's real big.
Come on.
Like, they legends in the game. So for me to be able to take one of their records and redo it, I had to pay them a big percentage of the record, like 75%, 75%. Of course, it was an honor to be able to touch something that was already, you know, legendary and be a part of it and put my own twist to it, because they don't allow that.
How did you even link up with Collie Park though, man?
That's who found me. That's who came. He hopped on the airplane, came to Shreveport. I was in the middle of a little hole in the wall, and I saw somebody walking through there in a trench coat. Like, Collie Park is here to see you. He said, I just got off a plane. I came here for you.
Oh my God.
That's how we did it. But what he brought to the table, I wasn't sure about. I was already down with him. I was gonna let him guide the way, but maybe I was gonna tell him, this first thing you brought to the table, let's not do that one.
Yeah.
I mean, because I know he would have brought a million things to the table. I ain't have to take the first thing he brought to the table.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. You know, that's pretty much how I feel about that.
Yeah. Hooking up with Mike Jones, but that drop and give me 50 though, man.
Yeah, I gave him. I didn't hook up with him. I wrote the record for Mike Jones.
Talk to me there, man.
Yeah, I just wrote that for him. That was for him. There's a record label wanted to I guess a a nice record for the clubs. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm known for.
Facts.
So
As a writer then, man, I mean, talk to me about just writing records. I mean, which one do you like the best, performing or writing?
when I'm with Smurf,
Yeah.
I like writing. He motivated me to write, and
Yeah.
because he a businessman and he know where the big checks come from. So
Yeah.
he be like, damn, what you want to do? This what you need to do.
Come on, man.
You trying to drive that Ferrari or not?
You ain't never lied.
Yeah, but performing is I like performing more than anything, I would say.
Now, another mixtape though, man. You teamed up with that boy Boosie.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that Louisiana camaraderie. Y'all boys getting together on that Category 7, man.
Man, Boosie the homie, that's family. So we was at his house chilling. We just decided to do a mixtape. We was recording, and at the end of us recording, it only took like a week, and we was like, we got a whole mixtape. Let's put it out. We just called it Badass Hurricane and dropped it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It did what it did. The streets still they rock with it.
Facts. Now, when it came to that Ratchet though, that Ratchet remix, that was another motherfucker though.
Yeah, the Ratchet remix with Boosie.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Talk to me about that one going crazy as well.
I always hit him up if I feel like he'll go good on the record, and I'll just pull up at his house, and if he ain't there, I sit there and wait on him to get back. I'm gonna be in the living room. Come on, give me a verse on this.
Come on now.
He don't never miss. He gonna drop that fire. I mean, when I come with what I come with, he coming with what he come with, and it's a done deal.
Facts.
Yeah.
Touching down in the A from Louisiana, man, what was that transition like for you when you came up here to go ahead and live and pursue your career as well?
It was different. It was skyscrapers. I never saw all these skyscrapers every day. Like, I'm riding around in Atlanta. It was definitely a different feeling. I was in big high-rise apartments, and it was like I was in New York or something when I was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I ain't really New York. The weather was it was rough, so I ain't spent a lot of time in New York. But Atlanta was my New York. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
As far as being able to see a big city. We from the country,
Yeah. Yeah. Being in Atlanta, and then how did that impact your creativity though?
It's nothing but music in Atlanta. Everywhere you go, when you in the studio, you walk out of the studio, you bump into another artist. Hey, let's do a song. Now you doing it. If you put your session on pause and go in his session and drop something with him, it's everybody doing music. So if this is what you're trying to do, you definitely got to come here and spend some time and tap into what's going on.
During that time in hip hop, man, you got Soulja Boy, Sean Kingston, all of y'all boys going crazy.
I remember
at that time.
when me and Khaled Park was in the airport.
And
he was like, yo, I want to show you something. He was like, it's just a little kid. He didn't understand MySpace and all of that yet.
Yeah.
Khaled Park didn't. He was like, showing me Soulja Boy. He was like, this is what my kids they was listening to. I'm just trying to understand why they listening to this. I said, I looked at it and I seen how many views it had. I said, you still trying to figure out why they listening? You need to be signing them. Why you ain't signing them?
Yeah.
And next thing you know.
What was that like having a team so strong over there though, man? I mean, Soulja Boy, yourself, Yin Yang, VIC. I mean, my God.
I mean, we wasn't on the same schedule because everybody had such a popping career, and you didn't really see each other unless you was behind the stage at a concert or something like that.
Yeah.
Man, everybody was running like chickens with their heads cut off.
Well, then break it down to me like this then, Chris. Break down these facts versus the fiction of the hip-hop industry, though, man. For you, as a youngster getting into the game, did it turn out to be everything that you thought it would be, or did it turn out to be more than you thought it would be, or did it turn out to be some flat-out bullshit?
It turned out to be what I thought it would be, and what I thought it would be was a way for me to buy my mama a house and take care of her. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what the first thing I did,
Yeah.
So it wasn't a lot.
It didn't let you down.
Nah, I got that bag.
Come on now. So now you're doing your music, you're going crazy, and then you decide to pause for the cause, man. What was it that made you say, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and get back to my business, and I'm going to let y'all have the music for a minute?
Because I was in a situation where I didn't own the situation. I didn't run the situation. I didn't have control of the situation. Somebody was able to put their finger on the board and stop my record at any time. And when I say that, I mean stop what I was doing musically and career-wise I ain't respect that. I always want to be my own boss.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy for me to make you sustain yourself with something only for it to be snatched away from you, and that you would be a fool to feel like you had real security in that situation. You don't have it. You need to have your own self together. So that's why I went and said, all right, let me get businesses in order. So, you know, no matter what, when I do music, if I have a good business deal or a bad business deal, I still got other businesses.
Exactly.
Music ain't my only thing.
What was your favorite business deal out of all of it, man?
I would say I don't have a favorite business deal because everything taught me something different. The things that worked taught me what worked. The things that didn't work, it taught me what didn't work. So I can't really appreciate neither one of them more than the other, if you understand what I'm saying. Like everything I did, I don't regret none of it. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's how you get the knowledge that you have, by bumping your head, making mistakes. If you never made mistakes, then I don't want to take no advice from you, because
come on,
you know everything.
Exactly. I mean, they need to keep moving. Okay,
straight up.
Talk to me about this new single, Going Crazy, man.
Man, that's my new hit.
Talk to me.
We going crazy on TikTok with that. Keep moving, going crazy. We got a lot of females. They in all different types of attire, and they all different types of sizes. They going viral on TikTok right now with the single. What
is it like? Because you were just talking about MySpace earlier with Soulja. Now we on TikTok 10 years later, man. How do you feel like social media has impacted the music industry now?
Well, that's what I was telling somebody earlier. It's impacted it in a major way. But what's crazy is I was there at the beginning of it to see that, because when I first came about, that was the beginning of YouTube. That was the beginning of the MySpace era. So I was one of the test dummies for all of this. The people who started doing Pandora. I was one of the first artists with a Pandora station. Like before people even knew what Pandora was, they was calling me, trying to explain to me what it was, and I had to answer a bunch of questions just to set up my Pandora. I don't know how you set up your Pandora now, but for me to set up mine back in the day, I had to get on the phone with them, and they had to ask me a series of questions of what I like to listen to, and they created my station just like that.
Damn, that's crazy as hell.
I know it don't work like that now.
Because
we could probably make a Pandora station for a dog.
What was your favorite time in the game, though, Chris, where you just felt like you was having a good time and it was enjoyable for you, though, man?
I would say when I was around the people that I really looked up to in the industry, and I was received well by them and complimented by them. So,
like who?
When I bumped into the Lil Waynes, and when I wake up in the morning, I got missed calls from Lil Wayne and Birdman. They hit me up like, "What you doing? We just finna go over. Let's you know what I'm saying? Pull up over here." I'm just hanging up the phone like, man, I wonder what that's all about. Like the first time Wayne called me, I didn't even think it was him on the phone. I'm thinking it's somebody playing on the phone. He's like, "Hey, you a blood?" I said, "Nah, I'm not a blood." He's like, "Yeah, Pops told me to ask you." I was like, "Well, okay, tell him I ain't a blood."
What was it like being able to talk to Wayne, though, and pick his brain about the game?
I'm like, I just bought a brand new Range Rover. I just paid like $90,000 cash for this, and your CD, the only CD in the deck right now. He was like, "For real?" So, I just felt like, man, this is a high in itself, being able to sit next to the people that you look up to. That's like LeBron James when he meet Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to jam with him, though?
As far as
the music?
Yeah, we got songs together.
What was that like? Was y'all in studio? Was this some foul shit?
I was actually on a Millie?
Yeah.
I was on that.
What the hell?
It was me and a couple other artists on that record, but when Wayne manager did something, and it became a different record. It was me, Wayne, and a few other people, and actually it wasn't called a Millie. It was Wayne thought the record was saying I'm illin'. So he was saying it's called I'm illin', and when I got on the bus he was like, "Come on, let's do this. It's called I'm illin'." So I'm on there like I'm illin', I'm illin', I'm illin', I'm illin', I'm illin'. And that's why you hear on the hook Wayne say,
"Motherfucker, I'm ill." That's crazy as hell, Chris. So during that time right there, man, y'all boys are making history and you're being a part of history. What was that feeling for you as well, man? Because, I mean, you in there with Wayne, you in there recording hit records and all of this extra stuff.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's every time I look up, he pouring me up another cup. Every time I look up, it's another gigantic backwood or Swisher. So it's like I'm here, but
yeah,
I'm like, you know, I'm in the days. They rock stars, and I just started this.
How long did it take you to get used to the rock star lifestyle?
Man, it took a while. I used to watch so many people that come around us because, you know, a lot of people come from not urban environments and they get to interacting and trying to do what they see people do in those environments, and it don't go so well.
Break that down though, Chris.
I done seen a couple of like people come around and really crash themselves, stand up 3 and 4 days, lose their mind and start talking out the side of their head, have to go to the hospital. Like, it get crazy. You gotta get some sleep. You can't just be out here drugging 100% like that. You gotta take care of your body. I mean, you got people who been living a certain way and who maybe they can stay up 3-4 days and do what they do and still operate, you know, but you might try that same thing and crash yourself. You just gotta stick to what worked for you and don't be a follower.
What was that like for you, Chris, having to keep your mind right during them times? Because, I mean, you end up with Wayne, so it's easy to say, hey, man, pay me the drink, pay me the woods, and let's get to it in this thing. And I ain't going to sleep either. We having fun.
I mean, I was saying that it just took me on my own to, and I ain't gonna, it wasn't nothing to do with my people. They made me learn. I mean, my people always told me, you know, and they ain't never told me nothing wrong or tried to lead me in the wrong direction, you know, like I always gave good knowledge and you indulge in what you choose to indulge in, you know, if you're a grown man. So respect was always there and honor and brothers that never let each other just go down a crazy path. You understand what I'm saying? Like coattail pulling will happen at any given time. You understand what I'm saying? So we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And that's what it was most of the time, like just living our life, bro.
Being out of Louisiana with it though, man, and then reaching the heights that you were able to reach. At those pinnacles and stuff like that, what was the scenario for you, man? Was it comfortable? Were you happy there? Or was it work?
It was work.
My God.
It was work because at 3 o'clock you got something, at 4 o'clock you got something, at 5 o'clock you got something, at 6 o'clock you got something. I want to stop and get something to eat. We're going to have food there for you. You're going to eat and then you're going to go in there and go do this. Then we got a media person coming, going to be in another room. You got to do 5 hours with this camera person. It's going to be for 10 different media companies. Then after that, go to the room, lay down for a couple hours. The stylist going to come back and bring your outfit. Then you're going to be at the club for 11:30. After that, you probably go to the room for 11 minutes. You got an after party. But don't forget you got to be on a morning show. So you got to be up at like 5 a.m.
How many days did that last
Man,
for?
whole tours. I done been on the road for 6 months at one time with this being the only thing I'm constantly doing.
Yeah.
That's why you see rappers having seizures. When you see these people having seizures, and then you see blogs saying it's because they sipping lean, it's because he doing this, it's because man, these boys ain't getting sleep. They work hard for what they want to have in life. You understand what I'm saying? And they willing to sacrifice a lot. So I really understand that.
Talk about the work part of this music industry though, man, because folks see Hurricane Chris clapping his hands, saying, hey, baby, rocking the shows, having the time of his life, and they don't want to believe that you working that hard. Man. I understand it because I know, but from the outside looking in, it's everybody's dream until they get in there and realize that it's real in the field.
Hey, you remember how I used to always wear shades?
Yeah.
That was because I had bags under my eyes. I ain't had no sleep. I was a zombie.
Yeah.
I probably was asleep just staring at you. You didn't even know it was some big lokes on.
Yeah. Damn.
For real, man. It was a real work ethic. It was tiresome.
What was your favorite parts of the world to see though, man?
When I went to Japan and heard a sea of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people, like as far as I can see from here to them skyscrapers.
My God.
Like, yelling, "Hey, baby, hey," a hand clap, clapping their hand, Halle Berry, you know what I'm saying? Knowing these songs word for word, you know, that was real crazy.
What did that do for the ego? And did you have humility at that time, or was it like, nigga, all this shit out here, these folks love this damn music?
Nah, after it was over, it was always over. I ain't never leave the stage as still being in rap
character.
mode. Nah, I ain't. Hey man, roll up. What is we finna eat, man? Where that food that I just had?
Exactly.
What happened to my whatchamacallit? It's back to whatever we finna do and just chilling, and that's it.
Creative process though, Chris. When you get in that studio and it's time for you to jam, how do you go about creating these hits, man?
I don't have no certain method to recording, and I record when I make music in my mind. So it don't have to be at the studio. It's like I got beats in my email. When I feel like I ain't got enough music to consistently put out music, I stay in the studio for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And build it up. When I build it up, I'm back out of the studio. So I don't have to go in the studio all day, every day. I'm going when I need to go. But when I do go, I'm going consecutively, day in, day out, from day to morning. You understand what I'm saying?
Now being independent and being able to work on your own time and schedule and stuff like that, with social media on deck at the same time, how's this new world for you maneuvering and building that fan base back up again? Or are you just going right back to your same fans and just making it do what it's supposed to do, your cult audience that's been rocking with you the long way?
Well, like I told you, I'm the beginning of the new world. I was the test dummy for what you see in the new world right now.
I'm with you.
The digital era.
I'm with you.
It started with the ringtones and the single sales, the digital world. I mean, I was the test dummy for all of that, the lab rat, all that. So, I mean, everything that's going on right now is what I was taught, you know, and told that was about to happen.
The music industry at that time, man, what was it like for you inside of the industry? Because we talking about a different time in the game too, man. It was the music that was coming out was fun. You see what I'm saying? We talking about an atmosphere to where in Atlanta, the party was the party. What was it like being a part of that time?
Being in the club, I guess when BMF and all of them was out, was crazy in Atlanta. There was definitely that time was an era that I forever remember, because that was the first time I saw so many black people with so much money.
Yeah.
At such young age, with no understanding of how this came about. You understand what I'm saying? It was like I was in Atlanta, like with my eyes wide, like, man, I'm on the phone with my homeboy, like, bro, they just pulled up to the club and 10 Lamborghinis, bro. It's crazy. I'm serious. Like, you know, we used to seeing one.
Yeah.
Two. Somebody pulled up in one.
Yeah.
Like, but nah, they matched them up outside. You know?
Down the damn street with it.
Yeah. Right now, I feel like everything that's happening right now, it ain't new to me. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
It ain't really nothing new to me. I kept my eyes on what was going on the whole time. I guess if I would have stopped paying attention to music, then right now I feel like we're in a different era. But even when I was invested into other businesses, I was still paying attention to everything that was going on in music. You can't forget, to be able to spit like me, you got to be a real fan of this.
Well, see, you a hardcore lyricist in this thing, though, too, man. I mean, so talk about that. What is it that makes you say, you know what, I got to snap on these tracks? Now, it might be a party song, but I'm going to come in this thing and I'm snapping.
I mean, because the label used to try to make me dumb my flow down.
Break that down to me.
They used to try to make me rap in a more simpler manner.
So, when you say that, who is the person, you ain't got to name the exact name, but who would be the person that'll come in there and say, hey, man, this is too damn smart?
The CEOs. I don't know the label.
My God. And what is that like for you when you thinking, I ain't no dummy, I ain't trying to make dummy music?
That's why on the A Bay remix, I rapped as fast and aggressive as I could. Just went crazy to where every other rapper that came in there, they said, hey, I thought we were supposed to rap like this. I would say, see, they told them that too, bro. That's why I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
They doing it to everybody.
My God. What is it like being an independent thinker in this game, though, Chris, because see, you know, when you ain't going along to get along all the time, you're going to find yourself pissing everybody off. So what was that like for you saying, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do in here. I'm not going to follow everybody. I'm not going to follow y'all lead. I'm trying to do me in this thing.
I mean, I decided to do that, and when I decided to do that, that's when me and the record label parted ways. I told them, hey, this how I feel about everything that's going on with my project.
Yeah.
And I ain't happy with what's going on, and you know, they took it how they took it, and that was the end of our relationship. You know, my CEO got so mad at me, he told me, I make it to where you ain't on 106 and Park no more. Cause I'm telling people that the album delayed and I'm frustrated with what's going on. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What is that like when you got these fans waiting on the next project, though, man, and you going through that stuff with the label, and you think to yourself, I want to give them, because your fans, they love you. They're like, Chris, where that damn music at, man? I love you.
As a kid, you're not thinking like that. That's how an adult would think, to balance everything out and make sure everybody got what they need. The fans got what they need. I'm handling my business. That's not how a kid think. A kid is like, somebody offended me.
Fuck them.
That's how, and I'm mad about the way they offended me. And I might be willing to say forget the money and everything because I'm a kid.
Yeah. That 2020 hindsight vision, man. What would Chris do differently?
What I would do is, as soon as my CEO told me I'd make it to where you ain't on 106 in Park next year, I would have called a lawyer and told him that he just threatened to sabotage my career when I had paperwork for to further my career. I would have legally been able to prove that he was trying to sabotage my career and go against the contract that I signed, purposely voiding the contract, not by default or a problem that happened or something that I did that I wasn't supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying? So I would have sued him. And he signed me to a management contract as well and did management with me. That was a conflict of interest. I would have sued for that as well. You know what I'm saying? I signed before I was 18. I would have sued for if I knew, you know what I'm saying, that they wasn't supposed to sign me before I was 18. But I ended up signing another contract after I turned 18 because they know they wasn't supposed to sign a minor. I didn't even have a lawyer present when I signed my first contract with them. When I signed a second contract with them, their lawyer was present. There was a conflict of interest. So I know business now.
Yeah.
And I press the issue now. If anything feel like it's anything of the past.
What advice do you got for other artists then, Chris, coming into the game and then them knowing, are those types of things something that all artists have to experience, man?
Nah, you gotta experience with good people. You won't have to experience nothing like that. Nobody. You think I would tell a 16-year-old kid with my 30, 40-year-old ass, I make it to where you ain't successful? You gotta be this a cursing show?
Say what you feel.
You gotta be a bitch ass nigga to say something like that. Excuse my language. To a kid, come on, bro. Even if a kid get in his worst feelings with me, I would never tell him that I'm gonna try to hurt his future or nothing like that.
Yeah.
You better sit down somewhere for I spank you on your behind, boy. Hey, boy, you talking like an adult. Do you want to get treated like an adult? Something like that to put you in your place because I know how important my kid is to me. And I know what I would never want nobody to do to my kid. If I wasn't here and my kid got out of line or did anything, I would want you to sit my son down and talk to him and try to teach him.
Yep.
Do me that. You understand what I'm saying? Because as a man, that's what I should try to do, black man. If I saw your son. See, I come from the country where the neighbors chastised us.
Everybody.
If our mama wasn't there. So you understand what I'm saying? That's the type of love that I'm used to. So I'm willing to vent out to you how I feel because I'm expecting you to be real enough to accept me venting out how I feel. Yep. Not knowing you got people who ego so small, who ain't half a man, who ain't a big enough of a man to accept you telling them nothing about themselves. Tell me something about myself. I'm willing to sit here and debate with you. I want to see why another man feel like this about me. It ain't me make a chess move to try to shut you up or shut you down. I don't want another man to even walk off with a feeling of me like this. That means you don't care about how you looked at the character. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people care about money, bro, and succeeding and moving on with their life and they personal problems that they got. You understand what I'm saying? I got personal problems myself, but I'm always an empath to somebody else's pain that's around me. It only gets to a certain extent to where, okay, let me hear out what's going on with you. I got people who owe me big money, real deal big money. You understand what I'm saying? And if it was a certain situation and they needed me, I'm answering the phone for them right now, even though I don't want to talk to them because they owe me real deal money. But they kids, I don't never want to see their kids in a bad situation. So if I heard that it was a situation where it was serious, I would be there to support them however I could support them. And we'll talk about it. You know what you did was wrong back in the gap, boy. I ain't tripping, boy. You know how you did me. I'm just trying to make sure you straight. We ain't got to talk about it or nothing. You know, it's a difference between real and fake. You know, you gotta walk it.
With that hindsight being 2020, have you ever been able to get back with those people and talk about that stuff to them and say, hey, man, there was some bullshit we had going on back then?
Oh, yeah.
And what was that conversation like?
The conversation was no response. It was like, yeah, okay. It was no response, period. It was, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? And then I go into the details. Hey, man, this is how I really, man, this we could have got off on a, I apologize if you feel like this, but I feel like this should have really went like, wasn't even man enough to go into details and say, all right, let's have a conversation about this. You're a grown man who feel a certain way about another grown man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, hey, I ain't a kid. I'm grown. I'm looking at this through adult eyes. I'm a man who feel a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? But like I just said, certain people got different types of pride. Some people ain't gonna let you pull them to the side and tell them nothing because they pride too high and almighty. They will make sure you can't never tell them nothing like that again.
Yeah.
I'm a regular man. You understand what I'm saying? If my tire pop on my car, I'm gonna hop out and fix the flat.
Thanks.
That mean I'm gonna do what it take to make
Keep
sure
moving.
we carry on and keep moving.
I feel
Ain't nobody gonna look at you in your casket and say, ooh, that Ferrari was clean. They gonna say, I had a problem with that nigga and you wasn't even man enough to say, let's sit down and talk about it.
My God.
You understand what I'm saying? You could say terrible things about somebody at they I don't like to say this, but you know what I'm saying? If you had to speak on somebody's behalf, you could say the worst things, but you should always be able to say, but he always said what he meant. And I respect those type of people. The people who might say the wrong thing sometimes, but they're at least man enough to want to be understood and be seen in a decent light.
Yeah, I feel that. With that being said, Chris, because see, I feel your pain with that, man. I mean, for you in this music industry, was it a love-hate situation to where it was like, I should be loving this, but I hate it?
I ain't never hated the industry. I just felt like the people that I did business with wasn't hell bent on making sure that everything was secure. And at the end of the day, like I say, I may have made mistakes as well. Mistakes as well. But what I know is if I had a business of taking people's actual young kids that's 13, 14, and 15 all around the world and building money for my company, I would owe some type of understanding to that situation. And then to put ice cream on top of the cake, when I came to my situation, I was the first artist on a label to pop. He went and got a bag from a major and didn't have no hit single, didn't have nothing popping. I came over there, was cold ice. You understand what I'm saying? Cold. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Hey, baby, my record is what made everybody be able to relax. When I walked in the door, staff members were saying, thank God we was finna lose our job. That's on God.
What does a hit record do for you and for a label, man? What does that do?
For me, a hit record, it allow you to two things. Become financially stable if you position yourself right and monetize it right. And number two, make a brand of yourself to be able to step out and use that brand to make money in a million different ways. Once the world know the name, you can sell a vacuum cleaner. It don't matter what it is. You dig what I'm saying?
Those are facts.
I bet you right now, if Sony make whatever. It don't have to be computer stuff. Sony make a car, they going to get it.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying?
Apple car on the way.
The brand is big.
Yeah.
They can make whatever.
Now, surviving COVID 2020, man, what was that like for you, Chris?
My daddy just got over it. A lot of people I know caught it. I got the shot though.
Okay.
Everybody saying you don't know what's in that shot. I'm saying, man, I'm watching people die. If it was a flood happening right now, and everybody was grabbing life rafts, but some people grab a life raft and they still die, do that mean you supposed to not grab a life raft? Nah, I still want the life raft. Give me whatever chance I can have of surviving. Whatever chance I got, whatever tool we got.
Yeah.
It's a desperate time, man. What you mean? I ain't a scientist.
Nah, I feel that. I mean, now in 2020, Chris, you hit the news, man, for some situations.
Yeah.
What was going on with that, man? Because I actually reported on that on my channel too, and they was talking about murder.
Yeah, it was a very unfortunate situation where I was out late at a gas station, and a guy who was breaking into my car, just it was crazy, bro. I walked to my car, somebody was breaking into it, and I asked him to leave my car, leave the vehicle, and he positioned himself towards me, went in his pocket and forced me to, like, I was in instant fear of my life, and that's when everything transpired.
What is that like for you though, Chris?
It's I mean, at the end of the day, it's an unfortunate situation, and that's the biggest word I could think of when I think about it.
Yeah.
Because it's just very unfortunate when you think about just everything, everybody that's involved, everybody that's affected,
Yeah.
Period. It's just very unfortunate. What I do know is that I'm 100% sure that I'm gonna be clear of everything. I did everything like I was supposed to do it. I did nothing I was not supposed to do. They got no charges that will be able to go to me based on what I did. Like, I've been charged, so let me take that back. But you really went and charged somebody and jumped head first out in the streets. So now what are you going? I mean, the tape, the evidence, everything came back, and it's exactly what I said. Nobody can even believe. They like, what? What did they make the arrest for? What? Everything in the tape is exactly what he said. It's exactly what.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
So now, Chris, as a celebrity having to deal with that kind of stuff, man, because I mean, it's one thing to go through it as somebody regular on the street, but then when your name is in the news and it's just kind of magnified, what was that pressure like for you?
The most, what's going through my mind is, I mean, I did everything like I was supposed to do it. I ain't break the law. I never, had bad intentions. I did everything like I was supposed to do it. I did nothing to break the law. So I'm scratching my head like, what is going on? What are they talking about? Like, this is crazy. It's like it's a dream. It's a very stressful situation. It's hard on me and everybody around me. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of emotional stress.
Yeah.
Involved with being wrongfully,
accused.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's a lot on you. It's kind of like, right now, like, say for instance, you was in the same situation. You just try to put yourself in the same situation, and just think, what's the first thing, you think,
You just stressed me out with that shit, Chris. You just stressed me all the way out with that right there.
Yeah, I never had a misdemeanor. I never been charged with nothing. I never, do nobody no harm. I'm chill, laid back, making music. I ain't never been in jail for nothing. I ain't never spit on the sidewalk and got arrested. I ain't got a misdemeanor. Everything legal, nothing.
What was going through your mind when you was thinking to yourself, I could lose everything behind this? Somebody done died, and I might wind up behind these walls for the rest of my life.
That never went through my mind, because you gotta. One thing I know is that you as a detective,
Yeah.
you can say I'm putting cuffs on you and making an arrest for whatever reason you want to make an arrest.
Yeah.
But what have to happen is you gotta go get 12 people. They gotta explain everything that happened. Now you gotta try to find somebody that's a bad person within everything that's happened, or something, you know, and that's impossible with me. Like everything on tape.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with my legal team. You understand what I'm saying? So that part of it is not on my mind. It's more like, I wonder what part of the judicial system are we gonna address over this? Who's responsible for this mishap? Because you got the only person from Shreveport, Louisiana, to ever give it a national spotlight, moved around my city and gave back, donated to nursing homes, you know, opened homes that I didn't make money off of for inmates and things of that nature. And look at the circumstances and look at what one is willing to say.
As somebody that was able to give back to the community, man, what was that like for you when you got the money and you found yourself saying, let me go back in this community and make it better for everybody else that's in this thing, man?
I had to slow down, and so I didn't go broke like MC Hammer.
Okay, let's go there. Talk to me about that.
I was bonding everybody out of jail. If you knew me and went to jail, you was coming home. I think my homeboys was driving with no license just because they knew I bonded them out. Man, you know your license suspended, stop driving. It's crazy stuff. That's just crazy, you know. I feel like that's what I felt like at the time. It's like I got it, so anybody I need to help, I'ma help. Oh, you can't pay your rent? Man, I'm finna pay your rent. Come to me with your problem. I'm finna call my sister and she finna write you a check right now. Right? And I'ma feel good about it. I feel so good. I feel better than going to buy Gucci and all of that. I feel like, yeah. You know. And I had to slow down with that.
What was that like, having to slow down? Because when you do find that money and you trying to bless folks left and right, because you're thinking to yourself, that's what I had the money for, to help folks. But then you got to think.
Nah, you get your statements and it's like you spent $300,000 this month.
Shit.
I'm on the balcony when they you spent $300 this month. I'm on the balcony like, man, I need to jump off of here. What am I doing? I did what? Okay, send everybody. Call my road manager. Hey, we got like 16 people on the road with us. Send everybody home. It's just gonna be me and you.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys spent way too much money this month, last month, bro.
Yeah.
It's over with. Ain't no more hangouts. Now I want the homeboys who could bring something to the table and help me get some money. We could get some money together. So it ain't all on me, man. I ain't the big trick.
Hey, what was some of the biggest lessons that you learned? So that's one of them right there. You can't MC Hammer the money and save the whole neighborhood. What were some of the other things that you picked up as far as business and then maneuvering in the industry as well, man?
Business wise, I picked up that you gotta know how to flip money. Everybody tell me I'm a rapper, I'm a singer, and I'm gonna keep making songs. Do you know how to take 300,000 of that money that you got? I'm talking about the biggest rappers in the game right now, who got 20 million. Do you know how to take $1 million of that money you got and make that million make you some money? Do you know how to do that? Or you just gonna keep getting rap money till rap money gone and then try to figure something out? That's the question, you know.
Yeah, nah,
you gotta be able to. You gotta know what to do with the money. You can't just get the money and just let the money sit there and pile up and keep rapping. Nah, man, you gotta go get you some land and real estate. Turn up. That's why you got this boost.
How the hell did you learn that though, Chris? Because everybody don't pick that game up.
Because I had a CEO that told me I'm finna make it to where you ain't popping no more. So now I understand that you gotta be in control. You gotta have a real deal bag, Jack. And now that's how we coming, with a real deal bag, Jack.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
So now I want to talk about the time from that point when you walked away from the music though, man. Did you have any just pent up or was it a relief or a release when you walked away, or was it
the big homie? Wow, man, the big homie grabbed me and he's like, man, you got it. He gave me a whole new way to look at everything. Jay Prince. Jay Prince. I just moved.
The Godfather.
I just up and moved to Houston. You feel me?
What the hell Jay Prince say? Because I know he came with the game.
He met me in Shreveport, and when he seen what I was going through, he told me, I think he said, just pull up on me in Houston. I pulled up on him. I never left Houston. I was there for 3 years.
What kind of game did he lay on you, though, Chris? Because, I mean, he got it all.
The stuff that I'm talking about right now.
I get it. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
He ain't never relied on the music industry to make his radio play.
Yeah.
He always had the bag. They was trying to dance with him.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Just seeing what was happening gave me a better understanding of what I was able to achieve and what was possible for me. What connected me more to what my roots was capable of. Hold up. Man, we got something inside of us to where we don't need nobody. We really bossed up on a whole nother level. We kings.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's time to be a real boss, you know?
What was that time in Houston like, though, man?
Man, it was one of the most memorable times in my life.
Yeah.
Homie showed big love, like picked me up and just took me out through the city every day, and his son, Junior, I spent a lot of time with Junior. It's just Houston was different, bro. We was in a club until 10 a.m. every night.
Goddamn.
I had heard stories about, you know, how they stay up late out there, but bro, we was up to 10 in the morning. I'm in the car, you know, with Jay Prince Jr. We coming from the club. I'm asleep in the car. It's daylight outside. You know, just a lot of learning for me. I'm a big learner. If I sit around you for enough time, I'ma tune in and try to learn as much as I can learn. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like family oriented people. A lot of people in Houston, they family oriented. So I actually had cousins out there as well. So I was real comfortable out there. And like I say, the people I was around, they opened their arms to me and just made it a home for me.
Atlanta, Houston, Shreveport, what were your favorite places to live, man?
Probably Houston.
Okay.
Every time I came in the club, they gave me a different name. On Friday, I was Bentley Chris. Saturday, I was Maserati Chris.
I feel
Sunday,
that.
This and that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got caught up in the nightlife bad, though. I had to catch myself.
Okay,
I was
so
spending a real check in Houston.
talk to me about that nightlife and then just partying and just enjoying yourself, though, man. Because, I mean, you ain't really got to work like that like you had to beforehand. You went on no clock. And you still got the money. So, I mean, what was that freedom like, man?
Man, I came out there, I'm like, how much that car cost? I want one of them. How much that cost? I want one of them. How much they got them? Let me get one of them. What kind of house this is we in, man? Who got you this? Call them for me, man. I want these too. Yeah, well, who made that chain? Let's go to that jeweler, man. I'm finna get one of them.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just like, they already had a culture and a way of doing things set up. So it was like, as soon as you ask somebody, everything you wanted was right there at your fingertips. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? H-Town is that city for that.
That's hard. That's hard. Now, I know we got videos on the way, new music on the way. What's popping? That dope video about to happen. What's going on?
Yeah, a lot of the questions you was asking me, I got a video called Dope where I'm really telling a story. Ooh. It's about to drop real soon, and within like, it's probably out now.
Yeah.
It's out now.
Check that out, ASAP. I mean, making that song dope, then you got to break it out. You got to break it
down. I went to Miami,
down,
bro. After everything transpired, I was in Miami. I said I need to just lay back and kick it around the people I love. Me and my closest family.
Yeah.
We all just went out there and we stayed for probably 2 weeks, and I decided to just shoot a video and tell my story while I was there. Randomly, I just called the videographer like, "Hey, where you at?" He was all the way out here in Atlanta. Fool with the camera.
Yeah.
Flew him straight out. He landed with the red cam.
Ooh.
We went straight to work, bro. I said, I got something. This the song. I just want to go ahead and get a word list so they can know what's up with me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is it like bearing your soul on them tracks, though, man?
I mean, sometimes it could be difficult.
Uh-huh.
You know how men are. We got sometimes it could be difficult. It depends on who you're around. You open up when you're around certain people.
Yeah.
Certain people you ain't comfortable opening up around. No competitive wannabe baller. He always talking about the new watch and who got this and that. I ain't opening up around you, man. You finna try to tell me your homeboy doing it bigger.
Yeah.
I ain't telling you nothing. How much this cost? None of your business. So you try to tell me such and them cost 10 more. You a hater. You don't even know you're a hater.
Nigga, I feel
Some of your
you.
homeboys do that. Stop hating, man.
Talk to me about just friendships and maintaining those throughout the trajectory of your career, though, man. As you rose, did you lose some folks? Who stayed down and who were around and who the hell had to get the hell on?
Well, I ain't really. I'm the type of person to just try to voice how I feel, or I just say what it is, and I ain't really telling you don't come back around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't treat people like they ain't human beings. You understand what I'm saying? In the neighborhood that we come from, how can you tell somebody to move around? They stay right there. You stay right there. It's like when we standing over there by the tree, they gonna stand under the tree. So
Exactly.
I might not be talking to you, but hey, we standing under the tree. You feel what I'm saying? It's just I've been around people so long. It's just half of my homeboys that you might see me with. I just said I wasn't talking to them no more. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
I got one homeboy calling me right now. I said I ain't gonna respond because he hard-headed and he ain't learned his lesson yet, but I know eventually I'm gonna have to respond and see what I gotta do to help him.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Now, before we get out of here, I gotta ask you about that MC Hammer syndrome one more time, man. When you know you got to help everybody, what kind of pressure is that like on you, man? Because at the end of the day, obviously you got a good heart and you want to show up for people.
It's pressure. It's only pressure on you if you ain't a giver. It ain't never pressure on a giver to give. He gonna give until he broke.
Well, see, that's the
pressure
issue.
Is to stop.
Is that what I'm saying? What kind of pressure is that when you looking in the mirror and say, hey man, this money's leaving, and we got to keep this. We got bills and kids.
Well, I think you're right. You're right about that. That do make you look at it a different way.
You see what I'm saying?
Once I started seeing I was running through 400 wrecks within 30 days. that was enough.
Yeah,
that was enough. I was
Stop.
like, oh yeah, everything finna be different.
Yeah. Lastly,
I started looking at cars in the yard like, I don't even drive that. Well, I don't need it, bro.
Come on.
Yeah, shake back.
Advice for the next guy coming into the game trying to have a successful music career, man. What advice do
Invest
you got for
in
him?
land.
Ooh.
Then you're gonna be rich forever.
Come on, man.
I got an 18-wheeler company popping,
Yeah.
5150 trucking. You can do that too. But invest in land.
Yeah.
Cause that's what I'm on as well.
Yeah.
Can't nobody take the land from you. They can't burn the land up. Nothing. Land is forever, and they don't make more land.
Come on.
I'm on some own apartment complex type.
I
That's what I'm
agree.
looking into right now. My next project is an apartment complex.
Damn right. Lastly, how can the folks get in contact with you, Chris? And is there anything you want to let these folk know, man?
I'm on Instagram, man. You can hit me up, and if I ain't really nothing, I want to let people know, I'm laid back.
Yeah.
If you ask, you shall receive. I'm going to give it to you how you want it. If you got something you want to know, I ain't going to put no cut on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell it to you how I need to tell it to you, how you want to hear it,
Yes, sir.
Not how you want to hear it, how you need to hear it.
Come on now.
Yeah.
And once again, the contact.
I'm on Instagram, Hurricane Chris Official. Get at me. I might get back at you. If you ain't talking about nothing, I probably ain't going to be talking about nothing new.
Chris, my dog, appreciate you coming through this thing, boss.
Bet.
Wish you nothing but the best and much success. Be High Radio, shout it. Hurricane Chris, we gone.